And now, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rimes.
All right. Well, I'm not Brandon Rimes. I'm Jason Avery, and I'm filling in for the awesome Brandon Rimes. He couldn't be here with us today, but I'm a patron of the show, a contributor to the show for over a decade now, and I'm happy to take his seat. We're going to give you an awesome action-packed episode. I've got Don and Kasie Copeland in here, and then later in the show we'll have Patrick Highland as some of our guests. And these guys are experts. They work in our Tampa Bay region, and they know what's happening with current events. And they're here to help us cut through all this mainstream media and get you real advice from people who are right here working and living in Tampa Bay. So I want to remind you, please follow the podcast at consumerqb.com, consumerqb.com. And we like to start every show by paying some of the bills around here with a few listings. So Brandon's got a hot one at 10001 Water Oaks Lane, and that's in Riverview. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,765 square feet. It's private, gated 2 acres on a lake. The 1,765 square foot building has a detached 2-car garage. The owner currently uses the space as offices for their firm. You could easily remodel it to any specifications for office or residential space. And it's got room for expansion out there on the 2 acres. Really cool property. Check it out at, again, consumerqb.com. And I got one more listing here at 2488 Del Rio Way in Dunedin. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1-car garage. It's 1,407 square feet on 0.14 acres. It was remodeled inside and out. It's got impact-rated windows. It's a contemporary design with lighting, tasteful tropical landscaping, and all-new kitchen, quartz countertops, white shaker cabinets, stainless steel appliances, breakfast bar, and nook. Both the bathrooms are completely updated. One has tempered glass shower enclosure and other features a tub and shower combo. Fully finished butler's pantry, laundry room with quartz counters and porcelain backsplash, undermount laundry sink. It's got a spacious backyard, fully fenced in, and features a very inviting patio. It's a stone's throw away from Dunedin Causeway, the Pinellas Trail, Honeymoon Island, and the Dunedin Golf Club. It's only a short bike ride away from downtown Dunedin. Beautiful pictures. Again, you can check them out at consumerqb.com. And with our guests today, Don and Kasie Copeland, their business is the Copeland Team, powered by Benchmark Mortgage. You can check out more about them at copelandteam.com. And guys, what's happening out there in the market? We got some world events that are sort of shaping things. How's this impacting mortgages?
Well, thank you, Jason. It is definitely had a little bit of an impact, but I don't think it's as much of an impact as what the media is saying. So, Don, you want to kind of expand on that?
I was looking this morning. I was looking this morning and said a week ago the average conforming rate, whatever it was, 6.19. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, was 6.09, and now it's 6.19.
Whew.
All right.
You know, but that's,
that's a big difference.
But of course, you see the news rates have gone up due to the Iran conflict.
I feel like so many people have it in their mind that, hey, my primary is locked in at 3.375, and they're waiting for things to go back to that point. But if we remember, it was a So unless we have another disaster, I won't expect that to come back soon.
100%.
How far away are we from the fives, guys? I mean, let's assume that wars don't expand and things wind down. Is it coming?
It is, and it's still there. I actually was quoting a couple rates this morning. One was VA, and I quoted it at 5.99, which it's fives. And the conversation I had with this borrower,
that's 5.
Yeah, he's actually being transferred here to McDill to CENTCOM. So he's very up on what the rates are doing, and so we had this whole conversation, and he's like, "Okay, Kasie, hit me with what the rate is today." And I was like, would you be happy if I said 5 something? He goes, I was expecting 6 something. So yes, I will take that 5.99 and let's carry on. So they're still there. You obviously we're looking at credit scores, type of loan, all of that good stuff. But like Don said, the media is saying that they've gone so far up, and they haven't. So yes, you can.
That's
still
the whole point of this
vibes,
program, to cut
right?
through that crap and just get
rid
down
of
to
it.
real
Yes,
advice.
absolutely.
What's happening?
Yes.
I'm in the construction world and our remodeling mostly, and I have seen a traumatic slowdown in our industry from after the end of the hurricane wave, and it ended right about in March, where the new sales weren't just piled on. It was April on. It's been under the desired outcome.
Right.
So I feel like mortgage has a big part to do with it, with the interest rates, also with homeowners insurance. And I know they made a bunch of changes.
Yes.
In the industry here. A friend of mine is opening a homeowners insurance carrier. When they looked at it a year ago, there was only 3 companies bidding for the citizens policies, and now a year later they launched, and there's 17 companies bidding. So competition. Wow. So I think these two combined, the housing market should flourish again here, right?
I agree, and we're starting to see it. Just yesterday, I probably had 4 or 5 lead calls from realtors. Hey, can you reach out to this potential buyer and that? And I had 3 refi applications. It's slow, but it's there.
I'm going to be one of those refi candidates soon. When the interest rates were not good, I didn't stop expanding. I bought a building. I renovated.
Sure.
I opened my wife into a spa up in Brooksville. She's the massage therapist. My daughter's the esthetician. So,
nice.
Anyways, I took very bad rates under the old adage that you marry the price and you date the rate, right?
Correct.
So, but I've been dating that girl for a while, and I am ready.
Time to get rid of her, right?
I'm ready for the new improved model. So that should help. But are you guys seeing? Are you getting phone calls from people that are coming from California, New York? Because their situation's so much worse than ours.
Yes, it seems California and New Jersey.
Oh yeah.
So I'm not up on what's going on up there.
Well, talk about increases in property taxes, and they're already paying so much more in state taxes. We don't have that here, so that's why our area is so attractive. But I feel we have a lot of vacant properties still all along the water's edge, homes that people, they finagled with FEMA or with homeowners insurance or with the building department for so long, and some are throwing in the hat now. They're going to go ahead and short sale the property after taking what they got out of the insurance claim, but the new owner can't fix it. They're going to have to knock it down and build something modern, new that appeals to hurricane. So I feel like we're getting more phone calls at the beginning of the year, and so I'm glad to hear that you're also getting reached out to.
We're seeing it.
There was an interesting statistic a couple of weeks ago. I saw that there were more realtors in Florida than there were listings. That's kind of a shocker.
Yeah, I believe that. We joke that when you come across the state line, you stop at the Welcome Center. They give you a glass of orange juice and a real estate license. Right? There's so many realtors here.
So other than like the ordinary mortgage, though, are you guys seeing much of the alternative things? Are you seeing people coming in for reverse mortgages these days? Or I just had a phone call for a VA project, which I haven't looked at one of those in a while. Do you guys do those type of loans too?
So unfortunately, we do not do any of the rehab programs, but the reverse mortgages seem to be coming a little more to the forefront. And I think that's because the statistic that we heard, the first-time home buyers, 40?
Was 40 years old.
So
when we started in this business, it was in the 20s.
20s, yeah.
And now it's 40.
Why are you aging us? What are you doing?
So we're all in the same age family here. Now, what age were you when you bought your first home?
I was 25.
I was 19. So I think this is the difference in the generational gap we've got going on right now. Right, they're 40 now instead of 20.
Right,
when they're buying homes.
It is an unfortunate situation, but where I was going with that was, so reverse mortgages, you have to be 62 or older. The average age of a person buying their second home is 62.
Subsequent homes, 62.
Yeah, subsequent homes, 62. So that falls right into that reverse mortgage option. And the government has completely revamped the reverse mortgage program, because years ago it was, if you said reverse mortgage, you would get screamed at.
People were scared of it back then. They thought it was a scam back then. And yes, but now it's FHA backed. And
Correct.
So maybe you should elaborate on that a little bit. What is the, how can they feel comfortable about reverse mortgages these days? When is it best used and applied?
do you want to take that one, or I can grab it. So you have to be 62 years old or older, and depending on your age, depends on how much you get. So the older you are, the more you get. And the basic way it works is, let's say you're selling your home, you take your proceeds from that. It's kind of a down payment, but you use that as a down payment, we'll say, and then you don't have a monthly mortgage payment after that. So until you pass away. And then it's the heirs have 6 months to a year to either refinance that home, or again, it's a wonderful program, and it's not for everybody. It really is not. So we vet them. They have to go through counseling, make sure that this is exactly what needs to be. Yeah, it's a third-party counselor. So it's to make sure that it is the right fit for their situation.
But I picture somebody that needs to do some improvements to the home, or maybe they're just having a hard time paying the monthly bills. You can put cash in their pocket, and there's no mortgage payment attached to it.
Correct. And they have redone the refinances as well, where you can actually take out a line of credit, and you get a monthly paycheck, we'll say, based on your line of credit. So I will use my mom as an example. She's looking into a reverse mortgage, and she's looking at the line of credit because her only source of income is Social Security. So she takes out this line of credit. Now she's got another source of income. She's using that equity in her home to have income. She can go travel. She can go visit our kids, her grandkids, things like that. So it is definitely, that reverse mortgage option is definitely becoming more and more popular.
Very good. Hey, guys, we're going to take a short break, but we'll come back for more. You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show with Brandon Rimes. I'm Jason Avery, substituting for Brandon today while he's out. We've been speaking with Don and Kasie Copeland. They're with the Copeland team, powered by Benchmark Mortgage. In our next segment later, we're going to have Patrick Highland. He's the host of the Sports Zone and also an insurance agent. And we'll tell you about a couple more top listings. We have a feel-good story for you, and we'll give you all that when we come back. Check us out again, consumerqb.com.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. Please make sure to send him all of your real estate deals and subscribe to the Consumer Quarterback Show podcast on iTunes and Spotify, or check out our YouTube channel. Have a blessed day.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com.
Did you know that we buy houses cash? We can close quickly for a all-cash offer on your real estate properties, residential, commercial, even vacant land. We'll buy your property cash. No cleaning, no showings, and no hassles. Call Brandon at 813-917-1894. Submit the email at consumerqb.com or call 813-917-1894. consumerqb.com. We buy houses cash and fast.
Attention business owners, did you know we have 100% financing options available? Our no money down program offers 100% financing for business owners. If you are currently leasing your commercial space, you can purchase real estate for no money down. Additionally, the program offers money for working capital, equipment, and business fixtures. You can even pay off current business debt. Reach out at 813-917-1894. Call or text 813-917-1894. BRimes at kw.com. And that is our 100% financing, no money down program for business owners. We would love to help you buying, selling, or investing in real estate. 813-917-1894. BRimes at kw.com. Ours Creole Smokehouse, the official Pinellas County restaurant partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Say hello to Doug Clark, chef and owner Doug Clark, 310 East Tarpon Avenue, Tarpon Springs, ourscreole.com. Ours Creole Smokehouse, 310 East Tarpon Avenue, Tarpon Springs, ourscreole.com. Excellent food, wonderful ambiance. Say hello to our friend Doug Clark.
Dennis Prager here for Brandon and Lindsay Rimes, owners of the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams. Buying, selling, investing in real estate, their nationwide Keller Williams network makes them the best team to work with. Sellers, have your property featured live on air, creating multiple offers. Buyers, leverage a unique system that gets your offer accepted, never overlooked. Call or text 813-750-0550. 813. ConsumerQB.com.
You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rimes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at ConsumerQB.com.
All right, this is Jason Avery filling in again for Brandon Rimes today on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We have a couple more hot listings for you, and then we'll be diving back in with Don and Kasie Copeland with the Copeland team powered by Benchmark Mortgage. And again, later in our show, we'll be talking with Patrick Highland, host of the Sports Zone and also an insurance agent. And we'll have a nice feel-good story for you. So hot listing, 6374 Boatyard Drive, Hudson, Florida. And it's about a third of an acre. It is in zoning R4. It's a Gulf front double lot, one of the largest waterfront building lots in the area there, 176 square feet of brand new concrete seawall, boat ramp that was recently redone. It's nestled in quiet boating and golfing cart-friendly community, northern edge of Werner Boyce Salt Springs State Park. It offers direct access to fishing, kayaking, and miles of preserved natural beauty, home to diverse marine birds and wildlife. Hudson Beach is just a short golf cart or boat ride away. It's conveniently located near shopping, medical facilities, hospitals, and everyday amenities. Approximately 45 minutes to Tampa International Airport or 2 hours to Orlando. And, very accessible by boat. Looks like a great property you want to check out. Go to ConsumerQB.com. And I have another listing at 369 West Winds Drive, Palm Harbor. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage, a little over 1,400 square feet on 0.18 acres. It's completely renovated, updated ceiling fans throughout, located in Baywood Village, a boater-friendly community. Spacious living room filled with natural light. It's got a renovated kitchen with new stainless appliances, a breakfast bar, ample cabinetry, and an adjoining dining room. The primary bedroom with an in-suite bathroom showcases dual vanities and a walk-in shower. Conservation area. There's no rear neighbors. Bay Village is a true Gulf front community. It's offering an optional HOA of just $60. And it's minutes away from Sunset Beach, charming Dunedin shops and restaurants, and the breathtaking shores of Caladisi Island State Park. It's upscale, pet-friendly, golf cart community with clubhouse, optional membership there, and year-round fishing and boating events. Listen, if you guys aren't checking out the website, ConsumerQB.com, you're missing the pictures of these beautiful properties that are available in this area. And, again, I'm going to share a little feel-good story before we dive back in with Don and Kasie. There was a doctor who adopted a 4-year-old patient who had no family when he arrived for heart surgery and found homes for his 5 siblings as well. And the 4-year-old, True, was born with congenital heart disease. He faced heart surgery alone in 2022 while living in foster care. Dr. Amy Beth was the anesthesiologist during the surgery, noticed that he had no one with him, later decided to adopt him, gave him a stable home, loving, that he'd never had before. Amy and her husband, Ryan, opened their home to True, and through their efforts, all of True's siblings were also placed into loving families, some adopted by Amy's relatives and coworkers so the siblings could stay connected. The adoptions were finalized in a single ceremony in August of 23. That does warm your heart to hear stuff like that.
Oh, that's awesome.
So we've got a little time left. Don, Kasie, what are some...
That was one of my favorites lately. I haven't.
That's a typical loan for you.
It is because I tend to hold their hands. I answer their questions at 9:00 at night, and I look at my phone. I'm like, why are you asking me a question at 9:00 at night? But that's when they stop and think about, they're debriefing from the day, and they're like, okay, I need to ask her one more question. So anyway, I do get a lot of first-time home buyers, which I love them. They're all amazing. So I've got a VA one too. He's
the VA loans are mine.
Well, no, you can't claim this one. I took this one. So he moved from California. He has 5 kids in his family, military, active duty, coming over here to Tampa, and we closed that loan in less than 3 weeks for him. So because he had to report by a certain date, closed it, got his family, 5 kids, 2 dogs, everything over here in time to report to McDill. So great feel-good stories as well.
Those are feel-good stories.
Love it.
I noticed it on behavior. I teach classes about behavior, so I have a few hats. I have my construction hat. I have my cabinet factory hat.
We're seeing that, Jason.
I've got my coaching hat, and I teach about disc assessment and behaviors. And so, yeah, we're all wired the way that we're wired, but we're all uniquely wired, and we have these tendencies, whether it's faster paced or slower paced in our decision making, whether it's people oriented or task oriented in our, in our priorities. And so, yeah, you have those clients that need hand-holding through everything, and then you have those others that just need you to get to the bottom line.
Right.
And so I love hearing stories like that and then relating to the type of customer that you're dealing with. So what should people be on the lookout for out there right now? Obviously, the conflicts across seas, spiked up the short-term stuff for just a moment. Ideally, it's going to come back down, but it doesn't really affect the long-term right now. So, what's the forecast for you guys? And when's the right time for these 40-year-old kids to go buy their first home? What's going to trigger it?
40-year-old kids.
Yeah, I think, like we said, the rates, barely went up. They're going to barely go back down. Yes, we're going to be in the upper 5s, probably. Sorry, can't guarantee that. Yeah. Upper 5s. But
if you had a magic, ball that you could look into, are you thinking it's happening in the second quarter this year? Are we out to third, fourth quarter? Or do I got to wait till next year now to refinance?
I think by second quarter, but I think by the end of the year, we're still going to be in the mid to upper 5s. Right. I know Fannie Mae just came out with their projections yesterday or today, and pretty much they're saying mid to upper 5s for by the end of the year. So it's not going to change much. So it's just. So
and for those of us that remember the housing and mortgage bubble, is the vetting process these days, have they improved that system? Yes. We're not going to get back in trouble again one day, are we?
I don't think so. I mean, and yes, we were in business. We actually owned our own company during that bubble, and we survived, but it was tough. I don't foresee that happening.
No, I think after all that happened, they overcorrected and things got really tight. But now it seems to be a happy medium.
Happy medium,
I think
I agree.
In a good place.
I agree.
Good stuff. Well, if there's a listener out there that needs help with a mortgage, or maybe there's a realtor listening that needs somebody to pair up with for helping their clients, how are these guys going to get a hold of you? How do you want them to reach out to you?
They can call us at 813-807-7603 or email at letschat@Copeland.
Team.com is the website we can direct people
Correct.
to? Yep. Excellent. Thanks, guys, so much for coming in today and hanging out with me for a bit. We've got more to come, guys, in the back half of the show. We're going to be talking with Patrick Highland. He's, again, the host of the Sports Zone. He's also an insurance agent. We'll find out if those rates are coming down anytime soon for us, what maybe the policy changes are and how they've impacted us in this area. Again, Brandon's out today, but I'm Jason Avery, and you're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show, and we hope that you're following us and all of our listings at the consumerqb.com. And stay tuned, please. There'll be more coming up.
This is Warwick Dunn, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show hosted by my man, Brandon Rimes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. Listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes. Online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-8.
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show. I'm Jason Avery, standing in for Brandon Rimes today. And we're going to start off this back segment with we have a guest, Patrick Highland. But first, I want to cover another hot listing that Brandon has out there. at 9078 Birmingham Avenue in Weeki Wachee. That's up near where I live in Brooksville. We got a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1-car garage. It's over 2,400 square feet on 1.8 acres. It's move-in ready. The property was built back in 2004. It's been fully upgraded inside and out. It's got a large bonus room with its own in-suite, upgraded kitchen, new stainless appliances, quartz premium countertops and cabinets. It's got ample counter space. The primary suite is spacious and features a large walk-in closet. Bathrooms have been recently renovated and feature a new basin sink vanities. It's totally fenced at the 1.8 acres with an electric gate. It's got metal carports, a detached garage, and additional storage. There's a new drain field that was replaced. The water filter system was all new back in 2025, so just a year ago, and it's easy access by US 19. Beautiful, shaded, lots of trees. You got to see the pictures. Go to consumerqb.com. And we also have a listing at 7154 Shoreline Boulevard up in Weeki Wachee. You can see both these properties in the same visit. It's on about over 2/3 of an acre. It's got a well-established waterfront business with irreplaceable real estate on the Weeki Wachee River. It's got direct access to the Weeki Wachee River. It's a multi-use property that spans 3 waterfront parcels. Income from John boat rentals, kayak, paddleboard rentals, dock space for commercial vessels, and private vessel storage. Spacious retail building offering fishing and boating supplies, plus an on-site ice machine generating income. Upstairs living space above the retail store, perfect for a live-in manager or potential Airbnb rental. Long-standing team in place for service and repair operations. It's ensuring a seamless transition. Authorized Suzuki service provider with an established motor repair business. Includes a large enclosed service area with a bay door and a private office space. Multi-use flexibility provides opportunities for the additional income or new ventures. It's just minutes away from Hernando Beach on the Gulf. Wow, this is a good working commercial property. Definitely check it out, consumerqb.com. And let's mention that Brandon throws a wicked happy hour party. The next one coming up here is going to be Thursday, March 19th at 6 p.m. It's going to be at Kingmaker Street in Tampa, Kingmakers. The first drink is going to be provided by Dominic Rock with First American Home Warranty. So early on the show, Patrick, I was talking with Don and Kasie, who do mortgage, and then we got into talking about, the reverse mortgage, and, that's for the seniors. You also work with a lot of seniors, too, I believe, right, on the insurance side?
Yes.
A lot of Medicare?
Yes, sir. Yeah, Jason, I have a great time helping out veterans and seniors because a lot of veterans become disabled. If you become disabled, then you can get Medicare Part A and Part B, and then I can get you C and D. And that's what I, really strive to do is help out our veterans. And also I have advocates with the Paralyzed Veterans Society. I have Wounded Warriors, Wounded Veterans Relief Fund. I got all these organizations that provide either dental or health care or some sort of help with their mortgage, with their rent, things of this nature. I'm a big proponent of the veterans, Jason, because you and I wouldn't be doing this show without them because freedom isn't free, brother.
Yeah, no kidding. My father's a veteran. My father's going through, he had a shoulder replacement that just kind of went in the wrong way. And so, 4 surgeries later and lots of rehabs, if it weren't for the insurance, the Medicare, the TRICARE coverage, all those things, the VA really has stepped in and done a lot for my father. And now I'm witnessing my mother having to start thinking about what's going to happen next. My father's not going to be with us that much longer, and what's she going to do? And we've talked about like the reverse mortgage for her, and we've talked about some options. What else do they need to know? What else is available for these seniors?
No, the good thing about your mom and dad is if he served during any wartime, Jason, any veterans out there served during wartime, they're also entitled to what is called Veterans Aid and Attendance. What happens is, when we all get in our late 80s, early 90s, if you're still with us, you're probably suffering some sort of illnesses that you're going to need some assisted living facility or a nursing home, unfortunately. It's just reality of life, or home health care. And what happens is the VA right now will provide $2,200 for the veteran and $1,400 for the spouse. So that's $3,600. That can easily cover an assisted living facility with your Social Security and doing some paperwork and being completely covered. Then you don't have to ruin all your assets, either your home, your 401ks, your annuities, your life insurance with savings in it. It's very important that, you look out for all your options out there. And with Medicare right now, you have till the 31st of this month, just a couple weeks away, to make a decision. We had a special election period. If you're not happy with your health care, you have till the 31st right now. That could change, but I wouldn't push it, because we had hurricanes last year and some tropical storms the year before and hurricanes. They're giving people a break and letting them have an extra time to make their choices or change to a better company to fit their illnesses or fulfill their doctors or hospitals. So that's what I try to do for everybody, Jason.
So, and I feel like even if somebody already has Medicare coverage, it's always changing, right? They should still consult with you every time,
Absolutely, Jason. You said it perfectly. Every year they ought to give me a call and say, Patrick, anything new? What do you have? Are you happy? Let's see if your drug formulary's changed. Let's see if your doctors are still going to be in network. Let's see if you're going to be traveling more. There's a lot of variables to make sure you get the right policy for yourself. Some cost you more, some don't. This happens too, Jason. I say this all the time. If I meet with somebody, I'm not there to sell them anything. I'm really not. We're going to go over what you have. If there's a sale to be made, great. 1 out of 10 times, what happens is I go, you're fine. There's nothing for me to do this year. Next year, maybe. But if you have any friends or relatives, please have them contact me. The other 9 people, about 4 of them, I can tweak it to make it a little bit better. Some people go, yeah, let's do it. Some people go, Patrick, it ain't worth the change. Okay, just want to give you option. Other 5 go, man, please put me on that, because, that's just not going to help me anymore. And what you just told me is going to help me. So that's the best. People, I heard you earlier in the show talk about coaching, the young contractors. That's all I try to do with my veterans or my seniors or anybody, the people you just had on the show, the Copelands. You got 40, 50-year-old kids coming in to buy their first home.
That's where I was going to go with this next. I was going to say, we talked about the seniors. Now let's talk about the kids. But, I mean, you do life insurance as well. I was, probably 20 years old when I had my first kid. I got life insurance right away because, I drive fast and take chances, and I wanted to make sure my kid's going to be set up no matter what, But 40-year-old kids buying houses now, are they still getting life insurance policies? Tell them how important it is. I had a friend of mine who's an avid diver, and he went on a diving trip, and something was mixed up with the tank when he was, over 100 feet down, and now he's going through a long recovery process. But it could have been it, man. We thought for a moment we had lost him, so you never know. It can just sneak right up on you.
Here's the great thing with life insurances now, Jason. 40-year-old kid buys it. He has a $500,000 mortgage. He gets $500,000. You can mix either a term with a universal life, a whole life. There's other policies out there that are so cool. What happens is you get the policy. We turn it into either a Colonial Life or an Aflac. Everybody knows the duck from Deion Sanders and Coach Saban. So with that being said, they get the life insurance. It's just not life insurance. God forbid when they hit their 70s, hey, you got $500,000 of life insurance. You're going to try to beat cancer. You can get money out of that life insurance policy to try to beat cancer. And that's a pretty nice thing to have available to you in today's world. So the life insurance companies have gotten smart and wise on getting products that better suit the public, not just, sell and that be the end of it. So it's gotten a lot better. I'm real happy about the industry where it's going.
So, do you dabble on the homeowner side of it at all?
I have property and casualty friends that, I refer to them, just like we have.
What can you tell us about the change in any regulation? Do you know anything about? I know some things have changed. That all of a sudden we've got more competition in Florida. I was addressing that earlier. Hopefully that's going to help rates come down. But
it should. What happened this past year because of the hurricanes and everything, everybody's rates went up 25%, even if you tried to shop it. Because I tried to shop it, I
feel like we had a systemic problem prior to that, mostly based on the industry known as the certified public adjuster. There was guys that were just going door to door, ripping shingles off roofs, and then telling you to blame it on the storm on this particular date in the past, and trying to get everybody a free roof in Florida. And I feel like the insurance companies were taken advantage of for a while, and hence that's why they were pulling out and rates were going up. But I think it seems like it's coming back.
No, so you're right.
So we're going to be taking a short break here, and then we'll come back and pick up more with Patrick Highland. I also want to dive into more about your other project, Highland Heroes, and hear what's going on there. Again, you've been listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show with Brandon Rimes, and I'm Jason Avery filling in. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Hey, this is Grant Cardone, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show, hosted by my friend Brandon Rimes. Do not touch that dial. I'll come right through the radio and grab your throat.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com.
Tired of long lines at the airport? Check out Tampa Bay's premier private jet source. I'm Brandon Rimes for Will Smith Aviation. Aircraft management, acquisition, and sales, luxury jet escapes, and packages. Check them out online. WillSmithAviation.com. That's WillSmithAviation.com. Or call the show. I'll put you right in touch directly with Captain Will Smith. AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com for all of your non-woke, American-made products. American values, Christian, conservative American values. Say hello to my business partner, Jim McCune at AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com. David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin.com. Say hello to Shane Socash, longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show, 4009 Central Avenue, St. Petersburg. Online at David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin.com for all of your precious metals and jewelry design. David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin.com. Hey, Brandon Rimes here for Jason Coble, owner of Coble Law. Coble Law has been handling injury cases in Tampa for the past 14 years and has a specialized approach focused on limiting client cost and maximizing client. WorkCompLaw.com. Jason Coble, longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show, personal injury law, and Work Comp Law.
Hey, Brandon Rimes here for our friends at TargetSurveying.net. For all of your surveying needs, land surveying firm providing services for real estate since 1992, and they are statewide. Check them out online, TargetSurveying.net. That's TargetSurveying.net.
Selling commercial, vacant land, or residential properties? Don't leave money on the table. List with the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. I'm Brandon Rimes. You can reach me at 813-917-1894. Call or text 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. That's consumerqb, like quarterback.com. Buying, selling, investing, or refinancing? We would love to talk to you. Thank you so much and have a blessed day.
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back to the Consumer Quarterback Show with Brandon Rimes. And again, I'm Jason Avery filling in for Brandon today, and I'm joined in studio by Patrick Highland, who is an insurance agent. We've had some interesting conversations about what's out there in Medicare, and now we're going to be talking about Highland Heroes, another radio program. Before we dive into that, we're going to cover a couple more of the hot listings. We've got at 12948 Twin Bridges Drive in Riverview, a 4-bedroom, 4-bath, 3-car garage, 3,235 square feet on 0.17 acres. It's got a laundry room and mud room, versatile bonus room, perfect for a home office, a gym, or a playroom. It's got oversized paver driveway leading to a paver front porch and double doors with decorative glass inserts. It's an open concept living room featuring a tray ceiling, oversized sliders, and a large screened-in lanai. The kitchen features a large island, ample cabinetry and countertop space, closet, pantry, stainless steel appliances, and pendant lighting. Primarily, the features of the in-suite with dual vanities, oversized walk-in shower, private water closet, and a spacious walk-in closet. Triple Creek community amenities also include 3 community pools, splash pad, 2 clubhouses, 2 fitness centers, playgrounds, tennis and basketball courts, a dog park, and walking trails. With low HOA fees and no flood insurance required, it's easy access to US 301, I-75, and I-4. Very conveniently located property, absolutely beautiful layout. It's huge, and wow, a lot of fun in the neighborhood. So let's also talk about 12941 Wildflower Meadow Drive in Riverview. This is a 5-bedroom, 2.5-bath, 2-car garage, 2,949 square feet. Also located in Triple Creek, a vibrant Riverview community with 990 acres of planned development. It's adjacent to the Triple Creek National Preserve, a 1,200-acre preserve. It's got spacious primary suite and conveniently located on the first floor, and features a generous walk-in closet and luxury in-suite complete with dual vanities, a walk-in shower, and a private water closet. It's owned by a former chef. The stylish kitchen has stainless steel appliances, sleek granite countertops, and plenty of space to entertain guests. Hurricane shutters are included on the home. It's got access to resort-style amenities, including pools, fitness center, playgrounds, walking trails, and more. Quick access to I-75, downtown Tampa, and the tranquil waters of Lithia Springs Park. Amazing listings and more at consumerqb.com. And again, in studio here, we're talking with Patrick Highland. And Patrick is also a radio host and of Highland Heroes. What would we expect by tuning into that show? When does it tune in? Tell me more about it, please.
Yeah, man. 11 to 12 on Sundays. We have a good time talking about politics, about veterans, about insurance. Very patriotic show. I don't try to get, right or left. Just be American. Let's have common sense. Let's do the right thing for the right reasons. If we could get back to that, Jason, this country would be set and sound and fine. Funny story to hit you with, okay? 1960, before you and I were even born, even thought of, okay? If you had a liberal Democrat, a.k.a. you'd vote for John F. Kennedy. Today, that liberal Democrat and John F. Kennedy would be a moderate Republican, no questions asked, okay? And the people back then, you could talk to a conservative Republican. You could talk to a Barry Goldwater and say, well, I feel that's too many social services programs. You can agree to disagree. Let's see what we can do to agree. Then you had, Reagan and Tip O'Neill get together. One Democrat, one vice president, one, Speaker of the House. They got along. Then you had Clinton and Gingrich. We don't have that now, and that needs to change. We all need to get together. But the moral and funniness of the story is this, in my humble opinion. If you took a 2026 Democrat, liberal now, on the fringes, the blue hair, the liberalness, the silliness, okay, and you put them back to 1960, guess where they would go? To the mental hospital. And that ain't joking. And that ain't playing. It's just facts. So you tell me, where have we come? What have we gone to? It needs to stop.
I believe that this country is lacking in the ability to compromise. We forgot what that was about and the purpose of government. It's so that we can have different opinions. We can discuss the pros and the cons of each of our opinions. We can try and find the best blend between our opinions that services the masses. I feel that we've created such a divisive, split up group where it's either all or none, and then you get the extreme on either end who make the most noise and get the most attention, because that's what brings ratings on TV, right? And it's all about the media and the media creating that wedge between everybody. The art of my business is compromise. A client might have a different expectation about what they're supposed to get for their money than what they actually purchased, and being able to understand their point of view, understand what you had intended, and then trying to find where's the middle ground. How can we all there's no good negotiation where somebody walks away feeling hurt, and it seems like that's the only way it goes these days. Somebody's getting hurt.
Yeah, no, you're 100% right, Jason. Like, look, you're a contractor. If I'm looking to buy a house from you to build, right? Okay, Patrick, this is what it costs per square foot, guy. Oh, come on, man. That's too much. I'm going to lose money. I'm never going to break even. I'm going to be this, I'm going to be that. Easy, Patrick. Let me explain a few things to you. AKA insurance, liability, okay? Got to pay the workers. Got to pay for the wood. Got to pay for the concrete. Got to pay for the electric. Wow, now I see why it's at 200, square foot to get this job done. But when you don't say that to people, then they think they're getting ripped off. And I get it. It's like anything. You got to explain to people nowadays. I had a fun time on, Highland Heroes with Bob Henriquez. He's been on this show before, and we were talking about property taxes. I said, Bob, I have no problem paying the property taxes. Tell me where the bread's going. And where it's going, it better be better when you raise me $1,000 a year. I better see some improvement.
Yeah, and I want to see the audit. I want to see where the money actually. You told me where you intended for it to go, but can you show me that it actually went there? Yeah. I think the fraud is so rampant in every layer of government. That just waste. If it's not directly intentionally fraudulent, it's just so wasteful and lack of management. Lack of oversight. They can't get out of their own way sometimes.
It's funny how people are complaining about the veterans getting lobster and steak, for dinner. It was probably $20 million bill. Okay, you willing to take a bullet for me? I think I can handle that.
Yeah.
But those same people never said anything about the $8 billion in fraud in Minnesota. Now, if that is not hypocrisy or non-objective, I don't know what is, Jason, and it needs to stop. It's very frustrating, aggravating to me that people can be that way. And Chuck Schumer, he's the master. 20 years ago we need borders, and now we don't. Now, 20 years ago you needed a Social Security card and voter ID and a driver's license. Now you don't. Knock it off, man.
It's like debate class. If you took a debate class in college, you might have to walk in and draw a topic out of a fishbowl and then pick a red or blue card, whether you're going to represent, for or against it. So it's the art of this that, they tell you all the things that are going to support their argument, and they leave out the things that don't. And they skew and create different images of things,
You know what's funny about that, Jason? You hit a great nerve there. I wasn't planning on saying this, but here, I can live with this. Tell me, hey, Chuck, 20 years ago, you were all for it. Yeah, because we were trying to get votes, and that was good for my party. Why not now? Same reason. Oh, at least you're honest. At least I respect you. Okay? At least tell the narrative. Don't try to hide it. It reminded me when I started playing football. I'd get in the stance under the center, okay, in a wishbone stance. The coach said, Patrick, please. We're not fooling anybody. We're throwing the ball 50 times a game, running at 30, okay? Just get under there and let's go. No sense in being cute. So do the same thing in everything in life. Just do it right or don't do it at all. And, after you spend so much time, go get a real job. How's that sound? And how about they don't get better health care than you and I get, Jason? How about that concept?
I love where you're going with that. Fair for everybody, and I'll just equal opportunities, and let the best person win. And I wish people would vote their records, that it wasn't so, all in or all out. So I hope I'm going to see you this Thursday. Again, we got the happy hour coming up.
Looking forward to it.
Those are always fun. And so if you are listening to the show, you want to meet some of the contributors that you're hearing on the show all the time. Many of them are going to turn out for this event. And the first drink, of course, is going to be provided to you by Dominic Rock over at First American Home Warranty. But that's going to be Thursday night, the 19th, and it's going to be 6 p.m. At Kingmakers in Tampa, 3707 West Carmen Street. So we have about a minute left here, Patrick. People want to discuss more about Medicare with you. They want to discuss, life insurance. How are they going to get a hold of you? And if somebody wants to be a listener on, or not be a listener, but be a guest, come get interviewed on Highland Heroes. Tell us how to get in touch with you.
Two things. People like email now. I'm more of a phone guy, just to be candid with you, but I'll give you my email. Write directly, PHIGHLAND. That's P Highland, and then the @ sign, and then net0. You have to spell it out, NETZERO.com. And I'll be more than happy to get back to you after I read the email and give you a call. Or if you're like me and you want to talk, call me, 813-966-1052, or send me a text and I'll call you from that number. And yeah, we can talk about you coming on the air. You need help with your insurance. Any insurance needs, call me, because if I don't have it in my repertoire, I'm going to find someone who does, okay? And I'm going to get someone to take good care of you. And that's all I can promise and do for everybody. And
thank you, Patrick. I appreciate you coming in and hanging out with us today. It sure was fun for me filling in for Brandon, and I love being the star of the show for just a short minute. My quick claim to fame. So again, you've been listening to Brandon Rimes' The Consumer Quarterback Show. I'm Jason Avery. I own Avery Construction, Designer Cabinets, and Constructing Success. You can track me down at averyconstruction.com. And please go check out consumerqb.com. Follow the hot listings. Thanks for listening. Have a great day.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Call Brandon Rimes at 813-917-1894. That's 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for The Consumer Quarterback Show.